Yo, what's up, guys? It's 42 CEO back here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Uzi's album, my thoughts. And, yeah, just going to get into it honestly. This is the night of the album actually dropping. I was on stream, of course, reacting to it, and I already gave kind of my initial thoughts on it, talking about it. And, I mean, I'm just going to say it now. I'm not really that impressed. I think there were some good songs, and I think there were some definite misses, and we'll talk about the specifics. But yes, this is just my thoughts on the album. I would also like to say that Ken Carson song, absolutely delectable. That was incredible. I was super happy about that one. Came to me as a bit of a surprise. I didn't really expect him to drop until I saw his name on Apple Music and said new music, delusional. I mean, I of course did the ritual for it. I just really didn't think it was gonna happen. Anyways, talking about the man of the hour, Mr. Uzi himself. So the song was, I guess, songs were decent. Um, I think really kind of just getting into it. The misses for me came with honestly just the evolution he tried to commit to. I think the evolution with kind of a deeper sounding Uzi just really didn't hit with me. I think the production wasn't bad. I think the production meshed well, and sometimes he was flowing nice on the production, but I think really that deep voice kind of feel was a little off to me. And also too, I just really wasn't loving the Galaxy Gas talk. I wasn't really loving the talk about his usage of drugs, and I know he does that a lot, and all rappers do. Like, I'm not just saying it as if like he's the only rapper ever to do it. I just kind of wish the Galaxy Gas voice wasn't being used while he was talking about his use with Galaxy Gas. It just I don't know. It felt like kind of one of those things where it's like, can we just maybe do something else? But again, a lot of rappers do that, so like that's not really like a valid take. It was just a personal preference because I feel like Uzi has some really good bars, and I'd prefer them not have to do with drugs. And again, that's a very small thing. I think it was just really the deep voice sound for me just wasn't doing it. And then also too, I think what also wasn't doing it was track listing didn't really seem fully coherent. I was a much bigger fan of the second half of the album, and I think a lot of people were as well. I think I wasn't the only one who was, and so I kind of wish that some of the second half songs were placed in the first half of the album. I think that would have actually helped my outlook on the album entirely. I think I would have appreciated it more, and I think I would have enjoyed it more because again, I really liked the second half of the album. I think the production was good on it. His flow was good. He kind of, was a little different in the sound from typical Uzi, but also at the same time he was a bit of old Uzi too, and so that's what I really liked about it. And so it just kind of had those issues in the first half where I just felt like it was all over the place. I didn't really like what was happening beat wise. I didn't like what was happening flow wise, lyricism. I didn't really like any of it in the first half. Second half was definitely a lot stronger. So that was part of it. I really liked the music video that dropped the same time as the album. I think that was pretty solid, and I think it was strong, and it was well put together, and it did a good job of kind of telling the story of the rollout with what happened. Kind of like this alien UFO vibes. I think that it was coherently put together, and I will say the rollout for this album was pretty well done. I think that they did a great job putting it together, and overall, it was a coherent message, coherent branding, and that part I think really was a win in Uzi's book and his management team. Now, I know there's been a lot of hate on Lil 88, and a lot of people are hating him, or I guess hating on him for being on the album. In my personal opinion, I don't really think he had that big of an effect, like a negative effect on it. I don't really even know what songs he was on. I really have no idea, but everyone was, of course, saying that they were the worst songs without even actually knowing. The Lil 88 hate, in my opinion, is just a little forced. I understand what people are coming from, but I think, again, it's too much. It's really too much. So, the Lil 88 hate was kind of honestly. And, again, the beats were good. I just really feel like it boils down to lyricism, flow, and then just overall content and song. And I feel like it just didn't really feel like a kind of sequel to Eternal Atake. Like, I'm not really sure if that's what Uzi was going for, but when I think of, Eternal Atake and then Eternal Atake 2, I think of kind of slight evolution in sound from the original Eternal Atake, and that's not really what we got, or at least that's not what we got in my opinion. Now, I also think that there were some potential other misses, and I want to talk about features. I feel like Uzi, I don't want to say needed features, but I think features were somewhat kind of necessary. I'm not saying like, oh, he needed Cardi on there. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's a lot of artists that work very, very well with Uzi. And I just would have enjoyed as a fan seeing Uzi with other artists. Could have been an underground artist, or well, not underground, but could have been Yeet. Could have been someone like, I don't know, Quavo. Could have been freaking, I don't know. Like there was endless opportunities. Maybe Yeet's on the bonus tracks. I guess we're gonna have to see with the whole bonus track thing, like what happens there. But I think there was a lot of room for feature potential, especially with the beats that Uzi was given and rapped off of. But that didn't happen, and so I think that was a slight miss. I think other than that, album length was fine. Wasn't too long, which I like. I think the bonus songs are going to be interesting to see. Is that a hit? Is that a miss? What happens with that? What's Uzi's plan with that? Like, what's the strategy going to be? And so we're going to have to kind of see. We're going to have to wait and see like what he does there. Overall, I think sales-wise, Uzi's still going to sell incredibly well, right? It's his first album in over a year, which is actually kind of surprising. It hasn't been too long when you really think about it. It just kind of feels long. But also, he's dealing with bundles. He's selling merch, and that's really going to add because there are a lot of, big Uzi fans, and I'm still a big Uzi fan myself. But I think, it's probably we're looking at around. I guess the big question is, does EA2 outsell Pink Tape? It's, extremely early. We don't know for sure. We won't know for another week. But in my opinion, I don't think it's outselling Pink Tape. There are bundles involved, but Pink Tape did, I believe, at 167, maybe 163, either one or two of those numbers. I think EA2 hits 150, but I don't know if it can hit like 165, that number. Maybe it can. Maybe I'm way off. I could be wrong. And I think it'll hit 150, but I just think it'll barely miss the mark of Pink Tape. Barely, in terms of, album sales. Now, I guess question for you guys, do you think it's better than Pink Tape? A lot of people in my chat were saying it was. It was kind of mixed, in terms of opinions on Pink Tape. Honestly, in my opinion, Pink Tape is slightly overhated. I liked Pink Tape. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to say whether it's better. EA2 is better than Pink Tape, because it's way too early. Right, way too early. What I will say, though, is I had a hot take of talking about A Great Chaos, and my opinion is on A Great Chaos first listen versus this first listen. You can kind of assume what I said. But, yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, what your thoughts on the album are. Do you think Uzi missed? Do you think he hit? Because, some people are definitely saying he missed, but there were some, fans saying it was a hit and album of the year. I was getting text that it was album of the year, so clearly it's not a miss in everyone's eyes. And I wonder, is this the general public's kind of opinions on the album? Like, what are people thinking overall? Because I think that's important to see. And it'll be interesting to see because Kai Cenat has Lil Uzi on stream tomorrow. And I wonder if Uzi's going to talk about the album at all. Of course, Uzi will. But I just wonder if anything specifically will be said. Like, what's the plan with that from Uzi's side of things? And again, I think the rollout's been done well. I think the Kai Cenat stream, stuff like that's smart. It's good marketing. It makes sense. We'll just see how it goes down and everything like that. I guess one kind of last question for you guys. After EA2, what are your thoughts? Playboy Cardi or Lil Uzi? I need to know. And Uzi's definitely dropped more, so there's that. But just curious, what do you guys think? Uzi, Cardi? Let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video though, and have a great rest of your night.